So we're asked to get rid of all the negative exponents on these problems. So for the first one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to move my negative exponents. So when I move my negative exponents, the 20 is a positive 1 for an exponent, so 20 is going to stay alone. 5 is good because it's a positive exponent. But this b to the negative 7, that needs to go down, b to the 7. C can stay up top because it has a positive exponent. 15 has a positive exponent. Let's see here, a to the negative 1, it's going to have to pop up to the top, a to the 1. B squared can stay on the bottom, and c cubed can stay on the bottom. So what I want to do next is cancel or simplify. So cancel or simplify. So 20 over 15 simplifies to 4 over 3. And then the a's up top here, a to the 6th times a to the 5th times a to the 1st would be a to the 6th because you add the powers. And there's a c up top here. Oh, but there's also a c in the bottom. So those will cancel. We'll have c squared in the bottom. And then still down in the denominator, we'll add those powers together. So 7 plus 2 gives us 9. And that's our answer. Oops, sorry about that. In number 2, we have a parenthesis with a power on our parenthesis. So what we need to do is bring that power into all the powers in the problem. And what we need to remember is that the 5 has a power of 1. So I'm going to bring those powers in and just leave the second part alone. So 5 is going to be to the 1 times 2. X is going to be to the 3 times 2. Y will be to the 4 times 2. And then this stuff I'm just going to bring down. X to the 4th, y to the 7th. And then I notice I have an exponent here that's negative, so I'm going to take care of that. So 5 squared, x to the 6th, y to the 8th is going to pop down, x to the 4th, y to the 7th. Now there are other ways to do this. This is just how I chose to do it. Up top, 5 squared is 25. X to the 6th times x to the 4th is going to be x to the 10th. And we have y to the 7th on top, which is going to cancel with all but one of the y's in the denominator. And that will be our answer. Number 3 again, we have a parenthesis with a power on the outside. And let's remember that we have 5 to the 1st and 2 to the 1st. So we are going to want to bring in that power. So that will give me 5 to the negative 3, r to the negative 6. I'm multiplying here. And then I have to multiply that on the bottom as well. Bring the negative 3 power into everything on the bottom. So that will give me 2 to the negative 3. T to the negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. And then what I want to do is get rid of negative exponents. So 5 to the negative 3 needs to pop down and become 5 cubed. R to the negative 6 has to pop down. R to the 6th. 2 to the negative 3 has to pop up. 2 to the positive 3. And t to the 9th, 9 is already positive, so that means that was in the correct place. All that's left to do is evaluate our perfect cubes. 2 cubed is 8. 5 cubed is 125. And the variables will stay the same. In number 4, they ask us to find all real square roots. So no imaginary numbers here. So I put the square root signs on everything. The square root of 169 is 13, and if you're not sure, put it on your blue chart. We can't take the square root of a negative number and have it come out to be real, so we say that's not possible. When we're taking the square root of a fraction, you just pretend like it's two parts. The square root of 25 is 5. The square root of 36 is 6. So remember, if we have an even root, that means that we can't have any negatives underneath. So no negatives. That's only true for even roots, because this next one we can do. We've got cube roots of 216. Well, if I looked at my blue chart under the x cubed column, I'd find out that was 6. And the cube root of 64, I'm wondering if I copied this wrong, because the cube root of 64 is 4. But if we had a negative on it, the cube root of negative 64 would be negative 4. When we have odd roots, like a 3 or the 5, negatives are okay. And then finally, when we have a cube root of a fraction, we just do it as two separate cube roots. The cube root of 243 is 7. Cube root of 125 is 5. Good luck on your practice problems, and be sure to watch the following videos.